Okay, so let me start out. I normally ask, first thing is, how far back have you known each other?
Eddie Ramos, I was introduced to him during the time of General Espino and a couple of other generals by playing pelota.
Oh, okay.
We used to play pelota before. It was new. That was I suppose 1985, 86, something like that.
Ay, ganun lang. Okay. Not too far back.
No, no, no. And then from pelota, we graduated to playing together in the Bonifacio golf course before.
Golf naman.
And our istambayan there was the driving range. We used to see each other in the driving range, drive, a couple of sets, balls, and then after that have a beer, kwento-kwento, ganyan, and then talk to the pros, and all of these things. So, yun.
You were civilian, he was military. I mean, what was...
He was already, then, I think he was the chief of PC then.
Yeah. And vice
But
chief.
I was just, casual acquaintance lang. Ganun lang, sports. I knew General si Espino better because si Espino was a little closer to me then because, well, number one, they were a little bit like family friends. And number two, his sons were connected to me in... I trained his son in my company, and his other son was my client in Philippine Airlines, so we were really closer. So that was it.
You were into public relations, advertising. Yeah.
I was into marketing and advertising.
Okay.
That was my field, And during that time, we were helping, sila General Espino with some of their, public affairs there. He was the chief of staff. Okay. And
Romeo Espino.
General Romeo Espino. And also at that time, we had a group of marketing and advertising people who were doing work for Marcos.
Okay.
Marcos yan
Marcos time. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pero 85, 86, medyo that was the time of ferment, di ba?
Well, not yet. Almost. Yeah.
How did the relationship with
This guy?
FVR,
Well,
develop?
I'll tell you. During the time of that People Power in 86, 86 yun,
Yep.
So, what I'd call the Big Bang Alabang group.
Okay.
We all lived in Alabang. We used to get together and discuss politics, social, all of those things. And we had that Big Bang every Christmas. And then after Cory won the election, okay, so the supposedly people that wanted to get elected didn't get elected, and Cory came out, and okay. And then after that, I got involved with some of my media friends. Anyway, so in this sessions, we talking. So the group came out with names.
Okay.
One of the names that came out was Fidel Ramos.
Okay.
And
Why him?
some of our guys who were in the group were military.
Okay.
So they were saying, I think we need a military man to be there. Of course, the businessman said, why put a military man there? He doesn't have management and all of that thing. But anyway, to make a long story short, they decided to say, Louie, why don't you talk to him?
Oh.
I said, why me?
Okay.
Why not you guys? no, you, and sabi ko, to begin with, I'm not close to him, and I don't think he will believe me if I say I want to meet with you for some political reason. Anyway, what happened was, the guy who was closest to the political groups then was Boy Saicon.
Yeah.
Okay. Sino ba isa? Si Tony Abaya. And a couple of other guys. And of course, Teddy Benigno. Sabi na, oh, Louie, you, Teddy and Boy, talk to this guy. And tell him, ask him if he wants to run for president after Cory, we will help him. Anyway.
Okay.
So this was the monumental meeting that started all this.
You remember when, where it was?
Yeah, I know, and I know how it happened because I was the one who set it up.
Okay.
Sabi ko, okay, let's meet him. Where do you want to meet? Teddy Benigno said, and Boy said, Louie, since Peninsula is your client, why don't you set it up in Peninsula,
Okay.
in a private room there? Sabi ko, sige. That means that you want me to set it up because you guys don't want to spend.
Okay.
So we met in Peninsula. And this was when Teddy Benigni, Boy Saicon, and who was the other one? There's one more. I think Tony Abaya was with us.
Okay.
They were the ones talking about this, about running, about noon, all of that thing.
Okay.
Ako, I was just listening, no? All of that thing. So, then, before the meeting ended, Ramos said, okay, why don't you send one of your guys to come and see me privately, and we will decide. Sabi niya, I've gotten all your comments, and at that meeting, I will decide. So, that's it, no? He didn't have to decide then.
Okay.
Then, he called up, I think, Tony Abaya.
All right.
Tony Abaya said, Louie, Fidel Ramos called. He wants to meet you privately. I said, why me? Because he knows that you're the marketing and advertising guy, and if he's gonna run, he will need your help.
Okay.
Okay. So where's this? Well, I gave him your office telephone. His assistant will call you, and he will set a meeting.
All right.
So maybe a week passed. Then I finally got a call. And Eddie Ramos was on the other line. He said, Louie, this is Eddie Ramos. Yeah. Remember what we talked about? Yeah. I want you to see me. Okay, when? In my office there in Aguinaldo. Secretary of Defense
Yeah.
is yun noon.
Oh. You remember what year?
That's 88.
88. That early.
Yeah. I said, where is that? You know, that small office that this sila Hunasan and all of these things had ano bang tawag sa kanila noon? Yung
Ram.
normally meet. Ha? Sabi ko, why? No, I just want to be private because it's very private. Nobody meets there except them. So I'll be there. You go and see me. I said, okay. What time? He said, 5 o'clock in the morning. Huh? I said, what? Yeah, because that's the only time you can have require. And I get up very early, so if that's okay with you, go there.
Wala pang tao.
So I went there.
Okay.
You know what I brought?
Uh-huh.
I brought a projector.
Okay.
Remember those slide projectors?
Yeah.
My office was that.
From the time.
Between that time to the time that we were supposed to meet, I asked my people in the office to clip some pictures of Eddie Ramos from the newspapers. No?
Mhm.
Pictures, his face, you know,
Yeah.
different. Sabi ko, well, why are you going to do this? Well, I said, I'm going to pitch this account. I think we can have a presidential candidate.
Oh.
So I brought that. I brought maybe 8 or 9 slides of his
Okay.
face. And then we met there. I said, oh, so what is the, oh, sabi niya, so what are you gonna do if I say I want to run? Well, then I will create a campaign for you, and we can work on it together, and And I said, one of the things I want you to see is, what is your persona look like?
Mhm. Mhm.
And he said, well, how does persona? Here, look at these pictures,
Okay.
and you will see the different kind of pictures that you have, and in each picture you have a different persona. You
Oh.
know? Yeah.
Oh, you were approaching this like it was an account.
Yeah.
The very
Yeah, like, because I told him, I can only do a campaign for you if you will agree with me on the persona that we will present.
Okay.
So these are told him, this one is, you cannot be that persona. It's, ang tawag dito, masungit looking, this one, ganyan. This one looks funny because, you know what's funny about him? He has big ears.
Yeah.
And when he wears those caps, he looks like,
Litaw, no?
yeah, he looks like Mickey Mouse. So, and then I said, oh, and this one, you can have this one because here's here, merong ano yan dito eh. Which later on I learned what it was about. So I said, my first thing is, I will have to have you in a photo session where I'll take a look at different pictures that Anyway, sabi ko. So, anyway, sabi ko. So, but my ano is, what do I tell the guys? Are you okay to run?
Okay.
Because I said, if you are saying you're not okay to run, why will I have to do this?
Yep.
Well, he said, okay. He said, I am okay. If you guys will support me, I'm okay. I'll run.
Wow. 88. 1988.
And he said, maybe we should have another meeting so you can explain to me how you will run my campaign. So, okay. So I had another meeting with the boys, and I said, oh, Ramos okay to run, but we have to prepare a plan for him. Of course, the guy said, oh, Louie, ikaw na gumawa ng plano, ikaw ang magaling dyan. Ikaw marketing.
Yeah.
So, I created this famous formula for my political account. It started with Ramos, and I sold it to him, and he said, okay, if you want to run, I said, these are the 3 things you have to do.
Okay.
It's called ACE. I showed them ACE. I said, General Ramos, the first thing that we'll have to do is, A, you have to raise your awareness level. Right now, it's not, maybe you're in the 50s, 40s. You have to be at least 86 to 90, okay?
There's a percent, public perception.
Public
Okay.
awareness.
Awareness, okay.
And then C, I said, is conviction. The people have to be convinced that you are the guy, you have something in your character that you're the guy they want to be president.
Okay.
And sabi ko, right now, you and I don't know that. We'll have to form that. We'll have to do research and all that thing. Because after that, I said, the greatest part of the equation is E. It is endearment, I said. If you are not endeared to the voting public, you will not win. What? What do you mean? I have to be loved by... Yes, I said. People have to like you, love you, and really be very involved with your character. So I said, this is the formula that I will follow, and I'll prepare if you say okay.
Were you convinced as well that he was the right guy?
Huh? Yeah.
Why so?
Huh?
Why so?
Because in our meetings with the guys, this is how that came out. After Cory, because Cory was just a symbolic president. He was not a leader. Okay? He was just symbolic that because he won, people do things because, out of, what do you call this, inspiration, like that. But he had nothing planned. He had nothing that showed leadership and all of those things, okay? And we said, among ourselves when discussing, see, Eddie Ramos will be a good guy because he's a general. He is a military man, and a military man is always a leader, okay? So we can use that and use it and to project that a good leader, such as a General Ramos, will be able to do these programs. And then we can put together the leadership programs that we want him to do. That's how we presented it.
He had the leadership traits, the
Yeah.
character.
And then the other thing I said is, I have, my recommendation to you guys in the group my recommendation is I will present him, his persona, not as a leader. I will present him as a hero. EDSA.
It's a hero. Capitalize on that.
Yeah, I said, we will do the leader, but first, we must be able to sell this to the people that Ramos is the hero of EDSA. And because he was there, it happened. And because he was there, now he can lead. From being a hero, he can be the leader of this nation to a greater status. That's when one of the guys who was with us then already, si Joe Almonte, was saying, okay, we will have Philippines 2000 as our slogan. In other words, we'll put Philippines in the year of 2000, modern this, that, all of these things. And that will be the program. So that's when it got more or less. So, after that, I said, okay, so are we convinced we're going to do this? Okay. Okay, Louie, already prepare everything. Okay. And so I prepared the campaign. Joe Almonte, you have to, Louie, put the Philippines 2000 as our lead, our program of government. Okay. And then leadership and this is where I used this symbol. In other words, wala pa yung kaya natin itong araw. In other words, this is the that we can do it. Ito yung parang we can do it. This leader can do it because of that. So we use that symbol. That became a symbol then.
Did you ever handle a political account, politicians, campaign before
Fidel?
Eddie Ramos?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
A guy named Ferdinand Marcos.
Oh, okay. All right. And well, why dabble into politics again?
Me?
I mean,
Sa
the
amin,
other fellow was ousted.
Sa amin, when I was in this stage of my career, to us that's only money. We make money out of the politicians because we take care of their campaign. They pay us for the plans. They pay us for the production. They pay us for the media and all of those things. So,
what set him apart? What set Fidel Ramos apart? Or was it just really you doing an account?
no, we had if you are looking at it like a product, we had a complete product. Okay?
In Eddie Ramos.
In Eddie Ramos, yeah. Number one, we had this reputation as a hero. Number two, we had this experience as a general. Number three, we had this leadership thing. And number four, we had the program. Philippines 2000. Yun.
Okay.
That is the one. set him apart.
But the
But
which,
well, we had also problems,
yeah, acceptance.
Well, what we did so that the awareness will become as quick as possible.
Okay.
What we did was we organized all sorts of parties. We have.
Get together.
Hindi, may mga we had FBR, merong
Okay.
iba-iba
Okay,
mga
okay,
names.
okay. The small
The
organizations.
small organizations, merong Rose, merong, merong Eddie's Girls, kung ano-ano. Basta. In other words, it went so, si Bihila siguro also told you this. So, that part of our plan was to use the public facilities since we didn't have money to create all of those high-end advertising materials, we used technically the post-no bill signs to put his name in the kalye and kung saan, no.
Okay.
And then one of our organizers, si Charlie Taniega, was the one who was in charge of this logistics, no. Charlie was the one who was doing research. He was doing this. He was organizing all of these small groups to tell this group, this is what you do, this is where you. And we had a lot of these things. So there was widespread. When you look at it, there was, popular to si Ramos because there were so many groups. And walang ito. There was no bias for the Ilocano, Tagalog, whatever, no?
There was a perception of a groundswell.
Yes, and
Okay.
especially when we reached and of course, he is a soldier, so all the soldiers and the families of soldiers were helping
Kanya yun.
propagate yan.
Kanya
no?
talaga
Yeah,
yun.
yeah.
How do you manage, I was going to say acceptance kasi number one, yung stigma that he was associated with
Marcos. Wala yun.
But, well, I suppose Ed's a hero that sort of turns it around. But the perception of a military man, stiff, square jaw, hardly smiles, and how did you manage that sa kanya?
By putting one of the slogans is what we call Steady Eddie.
Okay.
And they're saying that the candidate said, this guy will be there all the time for you, for us. Yun. So ginawa namin yung Steady Eddie.
So you changed the negative into a positive.
Oh, And yung anong tawag dito, yung pagiging military niya, stricto and all of that thing. We made positive out of that by getting him involved in things that were dangerous and like rescues, like blowing up those illegal logging people, then going scuba diving and all of that thing. So we were able to soften him up there.
But he was into that also naman, no? So
Yeah, but
not really
highlighting it before. Okay, so little by little.
Talaga. How did he compare? I mean, I guess you did competitor research,
Sure.
opposition research. How did he compare to what? There were about 6 or 7 other
Imelda,
contenders.
Munching,
Danding,
yeah.
Miriam.
Yeah. We just stayed with our line. Thumbs up. EDSA, hero. And we attached EDSA to the election year of 92, EDSA 92.
Kaya nagano tuloy, no? Dikit talaga sa kanya.
Dumikit talaga yung EDSA sa kanya. And of course, we kept showing his jumping, ganyan, no?
Yeah.
And then we were able to I was able to put together a video presentation of him on how he did yung EDSA from the bedroom up to the ano. Alam mo sinong ano ko dyan? Ang aking voiceover, announcer, producers, Tina Palma.
Oh, yeah.
yan.
Si Ma'am Tina.
Yan. And we had that. And while the others were showing movies and endorsed by movie stars, we kept showing the problems that he encountered and how he went over it during the EDSA. Yun.
Okay. How do you manage also? I mean, I guess you started with very little funding as against the
Marcos,
the LDP machinery, for example,
Mitra.
ni Monching, or the
Alam mo,
Cojuangco machinery.
Alam mo, we knew the guys who were handling all of these guys. They were all my friends, huh? And nakakatawa nga yung kay ano eh. Kay Munching Mitra, ang daming pera, ganyan. Kumuha pa sila ng foreign director, cameraman, all of that thing.
I mean, it was challenging, you know. I mean, from low awareness, you had to build them up.
Yeah,
What was the most rewarding point of the campaign for you?
Us? When the bigger money guys, like the Cojuangcos, the Marcoses, and stopped spending because they felt no amount of money is gonna topple this guy.
Talaga. Yun na yun, ano? That was the turning point.
And then that the final turning point is when Miriam, when her young campaigners rebelled. Biglang binitawan siya ng mga campaigner. Wala na.
Okay.
And we knew already that we were going to win.
The other side of the coin, what was the most difficult time during the campaign?
It's not only time. What was...
Or the most difficult event or
the
challenge?
most difficult person that we had to overtake or
okay.
to erase is his speaking engagement.
Speaking engagements ni FVR?
Because he likes to write long speeches.
And the delivery, wasn't he was dry at first.
I know, and I kept telling him, Eddie, 2 pages lang dapat ang basahin mo, hindi kanya 9 Hindi kasi ginawa ni Joel Monte 9 pages. Kaya there was a time, he used to throw his, sabi ni Louie kasi, huwag ko nang basahin ito, tatapon ko na. Hindi na ako mag-speech. Mga ganun.
Oh, that clicked, huh?
Huh?
That clicked, actually.
Yeah. I know. And we were able to, make his language CDE. Sabi namin, mag-Ilocano ka, mag-Tagalog ka, stop being like an orator, doing, highfalutin English. So yun. So, pag nag-ano kami, kaya nga, nagkaroon siya ng mga jokes in different languages, dialects. And then the other thing is singing. Sabi na, kantahin mo na lang. We were able to tone down his to the CDE market.
Softened
And
him
they
up and made him connect.
And they connected to him. Buti pa yung si Miriam ko, ano naman pinagsasabi. Si Ramos. So, that continued, and then we were consistent in the lines that we use. We didn't use too much language. Just use this one. We used Philippines 2000, and then yung EDSA 92, and that's it.
Yung message pack was very concise.
Yeah, concise. And then yung hero.
Doon ka lang umiikot na
Yun lang.
Right.
So, that's the one that, anyway.
Hey, he won. He won.
He won, yeah.
Did you expect to
Ay,
join government?
me?
Yeah.
No.
Talaga.
Ano?
Even if he wanted to appoint you.
Actually, there was a meeting in one of the yung post-election.
Naproklama na at lahat. Okay.
And, you know,
Okay.
names started coming in.
Among them yours.
Huh?
Among them yours.
No, we were screening the names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he already wanted us to be in key, And we said, no, let us not be politicians. Let's show the people that we are going to use good people, not does not to be. So,
You kept away from the being nominated.
we, in a sense, yes, in other words, in fact, some of our supporters say, kaya ka namin binigyan ng funding, ganun, ma-appoint ka at makipapakinabangan ka namin. Sabi, hindi ganun yun eh. So, anyway, that's what happened. Yeah, a lot of, alam mo yan, that was one of the crises of our group. Because there were some people that he appointed.
Okay.
Yeah, but after 2-3 months, we had to tell him, take out these guys. Why? Because they're just in there for the selfish reasons, no? And these are big guys, big company guys, who were there for their, for their own good, not for the good of the country. So, that's it. So we did not get appointed in yung first, very few of the old, the Bang people, the Alabang, were there, no? So, yeah.
You went back to private
Yeah,
business. But I suppose you were still helping him out. I mean,
we had
he had a way of calling.
No, we had a regular Saturday meeting.
There you are. Yeah, yeah,
in private houses.
yeah, yeah.
We'll designate, Tony, sa bahay mo, Sabado. Next week, Louie, sa bahay mo.
What was it like? Ano yung kwentuhan lang talaga? I mean, sharing
there is-
insights.
There are, there are quarrels. Big quarrels.
Over?
Even, over a lot, even among his relatives. One of the most quarrelsome one was, si Leticia Hani.
Ano yun? Over how to run things, how to manage.
A lot of things. And yun nga alam mo bang yung when we joined that Lakas Convention, ako, ang laking gulo niyan. Kasi sabi namin, ayaw namin, yung dalawang politician doon sa grupo namin, eventually na sumama, si Jody Venecia, tsaka si Leti. Sabi nila, but we need that political machinery to win, ganyan. Kami, hindi. We didn't need it. No, away-away yan.
When was that? That was before the election pa?
Before the proclamation pa.
Oo nga. Yeah, okay.
Doon sa bahay ko nag-away-away yung mga yan. Nag-walk outan niya, no?
And it was carried over even during
Yes.
his
So
presidency.
every time we have, yan.
Once in a while,
So
nauungkat.
kasi yung grupo naman is very, in a sense, polarized. We were the, just going for the service. The other guys were going for the politics of it. So that's when, yeah.
Was that also a motivating reason why you didn't want to join
No,
government?
we said there are enough good people, and we know, why, and there are people who were in government already who helped us. No? Okay. So that's why, finally, cabinet and all of those things were largely not really campaign people, but people who were in government but had certain, nice records and all of that thing. Yeah, like Romulo, for example, si Bobby De Ocampo,
Yeah. Yeah.
they had a very good, So, yun. And at least, si FVR always listens. You cannot say, oh, boss, lagay mo na ito. He will always go for a second opinion or even a third opinion and ask around. So.
He was his own man.
And to finally determine whether this guy is ideal for that position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. But yeah, you were always around. I mean, private capacity. Friend who would always listen to. Or
I got, I was in that. Finally, he appointed me.
Okay.
As head of the Centennial Commission.
Yeah.
Because I was the one who made that plan. And even before...
The Centennial celebrations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even before the campaign started, that was one of the programs already that we put on his... Apart from the year 2000, apart from the Subic, and ito.
Talaga? Kampanya pa lang?
Okay. Boss, this will be the promotion that we'll have for the Philippines that will make us really famous worldwide. And,
Wow.
But it took, ano ba yun? Siguro 18 months na after his election that he finally decided that, okay, we will now move on the Centennial program. Because that Centennial program that I did was, very, anong tawag dito, very complete, no? It's not only just a matter of celebrating, it's not a matter of putting the heroes, but it included, gaya ni Bihilar, a lot of things, infrastructure, opening things, Clark development, Aguinaldo, marami.
Yeah.
And we put together what we call the historical, what do you call that? The Philippine historical map.
Oh, yeah, right.
But sabi niya, Toy doesn't know this program, it's only you who knows it.
Ikaw nag-conceptualize ka.
So, alam mo where I got my appointment? I was in New York, visiting my family.
Okay.
When, ring, the consulate called. Mr. Morales, Apo, sir, can you come to the consulate in 10 minutes if you can? Bakit? There is a fax. Fax pa noon, wala pang computer. From President Ramos in your appointment. Huh? Well, I went there. And it's so, wow. Anyway. So I called him from New York and I said, Boss, bakit naman gano'n ang ginawa mo? Doon mo pa pinadala sa consulate? Well, sabi niya, alam mo naman wala tayong, we were not equipped for, I'll tell you something, si Eddie Ramos. I was the one who educated him on how to use the cell phone, on how to use the fax, and how to use the computer, yung email system. Kaya I don't know, you remember him, he gives a command, you go there, and you fix them, you fax them, and yung meron siya, ginawa lang
Yeah.
Because when we were doing the campaign already, I said, Boss, you need to use at least some technology to what's that? Sabi ko, you bring this fax machine with you all the time. So if you're gonna fax it, you bring this cell phone all the time. So anywhere you are, yung malaking
Yung
cellphone
malalaki pa noon eh. Oh.
So,
Did he give any directions for you? Any priorities for, so far as your appointment as executive director of the Centennial Commission?
no. He just said, Louie,
Follow the plan that you...
follow the plan, run it, then. And kasi yung appointment ko was presidential assistant with the rank of cabinet secretary.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we didn't have any money for that.
Yeah.
We had to get from the GAA.
Yeah.
And like si Bihilar was one of my main contributors because public works
Public works eh. Yeah.
So yung mga statue, yung mga ganyan. Minsan ko ako ni FVR. Louie, bakit? Engineer ka na ba? Sabi niya, bakit? Sabi ko, bakit? Eh, bakit nilagay mo yan dyan? Walang access yan. Hindi mo na kinonsulta kay Bihilar. Sabi ko, boss, nag-usap na kami. Pag nagawa yung statue na yan, magkakaroon na ng access road dyan. Ayan, so, yung, for example, yung exhibition sa Clark, the Expo, Philippine Expo, the Clark Airport. Sinong kasama ko dyan? Mga BCDA, si Vic Vasco.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. So how did you take to, I mean, they didn't happen during FBR's time, but it happened shortly after the next administration. All those allegations of anomalies, misuse of funds,
Where?
especially in the Centennial related projects. How do you?
Nobody was able to provide any figure or any proof whatsoever. Because everything was legal and not done. In other words, I did not get all the money in my purse and then disperse it. No. The different departments were dispersing their own money. For example, yung mga roads, si Bihilar would disperse directly to these people.
Because they were
Because they were
projects
just,
attached to their
ano
aid.
lang yan, no? Parang assignment lang eh. Like, when we got the loan for that Expo Filipino there, sila Bobby Di Ocampo, gumawa ng kanilang mga budget yan.
Finance.
Sila, lahat.
Right. Ikaw lang yung...
Ako lang
How do you
yung
call
tiga-plano, nag-organize lang.
Yeah.
Kailangan natin dito ng, sabi mong 50 million. Kunin mo yan doon sa budget, 30 million kay Bihilar, 20 kay ganito, ganyan.
So it was, you were just really the, resource mobilizer.
Yeah, I was
Putting it all together.
Coordinator in a sense, and pusher.
Tagatulak.
yung tinutulak ko, literally sometimes, pinapalo ko nga yung mga cabinet pag babagal kumilos. Kasi minsan sa Malacanang, magka-cabinet meeting.
Tell me about Team Philippines. I mean, di ba, ikaw
Team Philippines was the international trade group, actually. Okay.
Businessmen,
Yes.
whatever.
Every time there was a official trip of the president, I would convene that Team Philippines. Yeah, sila Soriano, sila. Yung merong private group, merong government group, tapos may foreign group. And that was the Team Philippines. So when we went out there, we represented all of the resources and anong tawag dito, departments of the government. Punta kami dyan. Nagpunta kami minsan sa Iran.
Why was Team Philippines important to FVR? I mean,
because they were our implementing arm. If, for example, if something has to do with agriculture, yung Team Philippines Agriculture Group, yan pagagawin namin. Gaya nung San Roque Dam. Team Philippines yan. Sila Vic Ramos, sila ang Team Philippines yan. yung DNR,
Mm.
si BG, yung Public Works, tapos yung yung agrarian reform. Kasi we had to get some of the government lands there for the outlet of that big San Roque. Ayan, inaccuse na naman kami doon. Magkano daw ang kickback ni Ramos doon? Wala nga kaming hinawakang pera doon. Dahil yung lahat yun, direct private investment into that dam.
But it was very much like FVR also, no? Because he liked putting people together.
Yeah,
And
ganun siya eh.
number one salesman daw siya ng Pilipinas.
Yeah.
Yun yung what he would always
Yeah,
say
he would
during
always say,
during these trips.
Siya yung salesman, si Gordon yung loudspeaker. Kasi pagka naset na yung meeting, sabi niya kay Dick, ikaw na magsalita dyan. Kasi he knew that si FBR is not a good public speaker. And he certainly is not a good marketing speaker, no? Kasi puro fuck. Wala siyang orientation yung niya. Eh, pag si Dick Gordon, lahat sales. May binibenta siya parati eh.
Subic, in particular.
Yung Subic, kaya yung Subic yan.
Yeah.
Yung Clark, kaya lang nahuli yun, dahil nga, nung gagawin na namin yung infrastructure doon, like the second runway, like the big highway, doon na, nag-file na ng case ng Digambayan.
Kaya na-halt.
Na-hold, So finally ngayon, ginawa nila Duterte rin. Because it's there, it was really supposed to be that. Alam mo yung hinahabol natin ngayon, kung ginawa lang nila erap yung nakalinya. I'll tell you, for example, the railway from here to Clark, that was given to us free by Spain.
Yeah.
But ERAP canceled it because sabi niya, sinong kumita rito? Walang kumita ron. They were gonna build it directly as a gift to the Centennial.
I remember.
Kami ako yung parang direct ambassador ni FBR doon sa Spain. Panahon ng...
What did it feel like? I mean, doing all these... These were special assignments from the president.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
diba?
It's,
How do you feel doing all that?
sige lang na sige. Kasi naman, yung system namin nila FBR, do you know this, CSW?
Yep.
Yun, CSW lahat yan.
Most everyone has spoken about
Yeah.
that. Ikaw, tell me your insights
CSW.
into CSW.
Well, if I get proposals, that's the first things my staff. Yung mga staff ko doon sa Centennial. Alam na nila yan. They will check it. Kung walang CSW, it will never reach my desk. It will go back to the file or whatever.
Na-train na rin sila, no?
Everybody was using that.
Well, it became a hallmark of his
Yes,
administration.
That's the management system of FBR. That's why it's hard to do yung corruption. Kasi bistado ka agad eh. Ilalabas lahat yan doon sa CSW. Hindi pwede yung buo-buo lang yung figures. Dapat may breakdown lahat yan. Why are we spending 50 million for this? What's that? How many will go to the public works? How many? Ganon. So, all of that, no?
Looking back at the 6-year term of FVR, did he have enough time to do everything
No.
he had set
No.
out to do?
No. In fact, that was the big quarrel of the group. Because Joe Almonte wanted to extend him.
Yeah, I remember. There was a, diba, the campaign to...
But FVR said no.
Talaga.
The Constitution said one term, that's what will follow. I'm not going to be the one to violate that because I don't want to use my emergency powers or whatever it is and make this country a banana republic. Yun parati niyang reasoning. I do not want us to be a banana republic. All of these things that you want to do will make us a banana republic.
Where were you on that proposal, I suppose? Were you for or against it? I mean...
Extending him,
Mhm.
I was against it.
Okay. Did you let him know about it?
Huh?
Did you tell him?
Yeah, we had a show of hands in our group.
Oh.
They're in meeting there in Aguinaldo.
How have you... How have you stayed connected with FBR over the years?
Number one is my neighbor.
Oo nga ba?
Number
you
two,
haven't transferred? Still the same ano?
we're still there.
Still the
Number
same,
two,
okay.
he is my golf buddy.
Oh, okay. So talagang ano?
Number three, Tita Ming is my environmental partner in Alabang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kaya yung golf course namin maganda. Sama ko si Tita Ming.
Okay.
And then, what?
Are you also involved with RPDEV?
Yes,
the
and I'm
foundation?
still a
Trustee?
trustee of
Oh, okay.
RPDEV.
Okay. Okay.
When we organized this, he said,
Why
Louie,
did you want...
I want to make sure,
Okay.
sabi niya, that you will be one of the trustees. And he told me this, where were we? We were in, I think, Mexico. We were not here. We had a state visit in... we had a trip in Acapulco when he told me this.
Okay. Okay.
Louie, we are going to create a foundation. It will be called RPDEV. And I want you to be there. Do not say no to me. Sabi pa niya sa akin. Boss, hindi pa tayo tapos tayo nga. Nag-iisip ka na naman ng, no, this will be the continuation of our job as a patriot, sabi niya. Maski na wala tayong posisyon, we still have the same group working together. So it will be quite okay, sige.
Parang legacy na rin, ano?
Hindi, parang, yun na nga.
Yeah, right.
Hindi
To
kami
continue.
magkukontinue ng officially. So merong group pa rin who can do these things, which we did. So all of the guys that we were talking to when we were there, when they found out that there is this foundation, dito na sila nagdadaan.
Looking back at it all, was supporting FBR, talking to him, convincing him, and remolding him a successful project?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
He is to me, he is the most effective president without having to do the Marcos type of democratic dictatorships, puno-puno. Siya talagang on the level parati lahat, on the level. And he was very effective. Why? Because three things. Number one, he knew how to select the people. Number two, he knew exactly the capability of each of the person that he recruits. And number three, he empowers that guy once he appoints him. Or once he assigns him. Yun. Those three things.
So, yeah.
That's why he's effective.
If you were, if you and he were 30, 35 years younger, and knowing everything that you that's awaiting you, would you do it all again?
Oh yes, maybe we could have done better.
Thank you. Thank you.